Hello again, and good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are. This is the parking structure for Mount Rushmore. I believe it is. That's where my vehicle is now, so I hope that that's the case. I took a ticket, the gate went up. I will hold on to my ticket and will pay as I exit. I believe it's a $10 parking fee. It's the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, and I'm here at Mount Rushmore, if you can believe that. I'm going to pan as slowly as I can during the course of this video. I do not want to make anybody sick. And here it is, Mount Rushmore, but you have to look very closely. Erosion over the years has dulled the face of George Washington. Is up on the left if you can just make out his nose. Thomas Jefferson is to his right. You can just check out his upper right cheekbone, and you can't mistake the mustache. Can you see the mustache on Teddy Roosevelt? And of course, the distinguishing face that no one can ever forget. Most of us have uncles and some have aunts that look like Abraham Lincoln, the last one on the right. So here it is, Mount Rushmore. Unbelievable. This appears to be the stone that they used to make the faces of Mount Rushmore. That's all I can decipher. There is no plaque, there is no nomenclature, there is no literature, there is no guide. It is just here as I exit the parking structure. But I believe what this represents is probably the native or the virgin stone that was once what is now Mount Rushmore. So let's move along. Let's move along. I'm gonna try to show you some images here as we move along, as if you were with me for whatever reason. I do not want to. It's a beautiful, beautiful 61 degrees with a light breeze. There is no chill in the air. There is some cloud cover. Some threatening cloud cover at that. But that's okay. I have my Texas hat in case I need it. I will put that on in the event that it does rain. So this is the beginning of the monument, as far as I know. There it is. Mount Rushmore National Monument. And here we go. Here we go.
Ain't that heavy?
Huh? Is that in your back pocket? Oh, that's just go through.
It's a light attendance right now since it's late in the afternoon, and of course May 5th, the tourist season hasn't really taken off. So let's go. Let's go. I'm not going to go into much detail about this monument. I'm going to leave that up to the viewer to Google it. For fear of saying the wrong thing, the wrong information, the wrong dates, the wrong this, the wrong that. So this will mostly be just images in a little background. This is the information center and bookstore. It is still open. The park is open, I'm told, till 11 p.m. Some of the retail stores will not be open that late. And the restrooms and self-guided tours. So let's move right along. Look at these beautiful pine trees on the left as I enter. I didn't do any research on this one at all. I think I did more research on that damn largest truck stop that I did on this one. Just out of respect for the memorial, I don't want to transmit any wrong information. That's not going to do anybody any good. All the information on this monument, its history, when it was started, how long it took, who did it, who's responsible for it, whose brainchild it was, can all be easily found. Look at these beautiful trees. Okay, let's spin around and continue without trying to get in anybody's face. This looks like the entrance to that U2 Bonham's house. This would be the kind of entrance he would have on his house, but it's not his house. I don't see anybody with yellow sunglasses in the day. Okay. There he is. Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Bulgalum Court. Bulgalum is the gentleman, the architecture who designed it. That much I know. This was dedicated in 1998. So the National Park Service is still, look at this stone. Nice stone, beautiful stone. It looks like it's got marble inside it and crystals and what have you. It's just exquisite stone. You can still make donations to the National Park Service. Was anybody able to put the app on their phone? The National Park Service NPS app or National Park app? I haven't done it yet. And this is the gentleman. This is the gentleman who did it. He's the one responsible. And this was sculpted by his son, Lincoln. And that's the guy who made this possible. You can see that it's lit up at the night. Maybe I'll hang around and get some night shots as well. And this is some of the things that you can see while you're here. Gift shop to the left, food services, which I'll be definitely visiting. And I'm gonna need some postcards as well. And the gift shop, Lincoln Bulgalum Visitor Center. I was gonna ask that guy the right pronunciation of that gentleman's name. Hi, sir. Amphitheater, Presidential Trail, and Sculptor's Studio. So there you have it. Now over here are the workers that constructed this. So I believe this would indicate that it took them from 1927 through the Depression, through the beginning of World War II, during the till 1941, and these are the Rushmore workers in alphabetical order. So these are the craftsmen, to say the least. These are just outstanding craftsmen, and it was nice because after they were done with the monument, the architect didn't cut their hands off. He left them have their hands, not like that clown over in India who cut all their hands off. There are two schools of thoughts on that. Some people say it's true. There seems to be a lot of evidence that it was true, that their hands were removed because the Sultan, or whatever they were called back in India in the 1600s, didn't want anybody to copy. Of course, you can't see all the names in this shot, but there's there they are. I'm not going to read the names. John, George, Charles, Edward, Joseph, Dallas, Lloyd, Lyde, Martin, Eugene, Jean, Pete, James, Alexander, Stephen, John C., Clyde. They're all represented here. Ted, John, Conrad, Harry, Albert, Ed, Elmer, Henry, Neil, Miles, Clyde, Albert. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Clarence, Jeremiah, Matthew, Holden, Oscar, Ernest, Ed, Frank, Robert. It just keeps going. Floyd, Harry, Vincent, Donald, Wilson, John, Robert, Glenn, August, Richard, or Dickie, Jack, John.
Two Evanses.
They're all here. I couldn't believe that they cut everybody's hands off during that Taj Mahal construction, because that was a symbol of love. That was for his wife. He had like 40 wives. You know how they are back then. He had a great number of wives. And that was a symbol. That was his favorite wife, if you can believe that. And that's what that Taj Mahal was. It was a symbol of love. So I was thinking, how could a guy make a symbol of love and then cut everybody's hands off? I mean, how were they supposed to eat after their hands got cut off? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, did somebody have to feed them for the rest of their life? Did they get a special scoop? I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. Okay, this is the Avenue of Flags, and this is what represents all 50 states. Look at the nice pines over here. Just a beautiful monument. And the sun is coming out in pieces, which is just great. It just adds so much more theater. If there's no clouds in the sky and it's just all blue sky and the sun, it's great. But then you're gonna burn, and then you gotta get the skin protector out and the sunscreen, and then you gotta put a hat on, and then you gotta put a long sleeve, and if you're fair-skinned or you're Irish, you're gonna burn like a marshmallow, and you can need sunglasses. It's just, really, you don't always need a sunny day. And today we've got a great day. If we're lucky enough to see the sun come out a bit, it'll reflect off the faces on the rock. And it's just, in my opinion, just wonderful. Just wonderful. All right, let's go. Let's move it on. Let's move along. Move along. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Well, there's 3 cars that are just on top of each other, and there's bodies everywhere. I think there is something to see here, officer. There definitely is something to see here. Okay, the first 3 flags: Alabama, Alaska, and the territory of Samoa. Wow. They even added that one. I didn't see that coming. 1900, 1959, Alaska, and Alabama, 1819. Alabama, get away, get away. Alabama, get away, get away. Come on, Alabama. 22nd state admitted to the Union. Okay, and there they are. I'm just gonna run all up. I got time. You got time? If you don't have time, you don't have time. I got plenty of time. Okay, the next 3: Colorado, 38th, Connecticut, 5th, and Delaware, the first state. Wow, put your hands together for Delaware. Holy cow, the first state admitted to the Union. How cool is that? Connecticut, of course, these were the colonies. Colorado, the 38th state in 1876, 1700s. Beautiful. All right, let's move right along. Okay, what do we got? We got Hawaii, 1959, Hawaii. 50th state to be admitted to the Union. Idaho, 1890. 43rd. And Guam. It's a territory. Yeah. If they're not going to make Puerto Rico a state, they're certainly not going to do anything with Guam. So good luck with that, Guam. 1898. You got as much chance of becoming a full-fledged state in the Union as I have of, well, it could be anything. Okay, next three, there they are. Look at the blue clouds, the blue sky peeking in through the cloud cover. Unbelievable. You know, Louisiana, 1812, 18th state. Kentucky bluegrass. The Kentucky Derby's on Saturday. I got to go there and jump up on that horse, and right away I asked the girl to take a picture, and I jumped up on the horse, and then a guy said to her, he's not allowed up there, you know. I don't know whether it was the burial where they buried that horse. I'll have to figure that out, let you know about that. But of course, there's always somebody that wants you to say no. No, you can't be up there. I'm taking a photograph. Relax. God, you want to be a policeman? All right, Kansas, 1861, 34th state. Kentucky, 15th state. And Louisiana, 18th state. They got crazy names for those horses, don't they? Doorknob on the right. Doorknob. The molding coming up on the outside. Molding. Green car coming up on the light. Green car. Broken step coming up on the left. Coming up on the right. Broken step is it's just crazy. Just name the horses regular names. Just idiots. All right, Minnesota, 32nd state. Michigan, 22nd state. 1837, 1858 for Minnesota, and Mississippi, 1817, the 20th state. And there they are. Beautiful. This is just wonderful. And I'll go back on the other side and do the other 25, I guess. And if you have time, you have time. New Jersey. My sister's old residence before she moved down south. Third state, New Jersey, 1787. Wow. One of the colonies, no doubt. New Hampshire, of course, 1788, ninth state. There were 13 original states, that much I know. Nevada, 36, so they were latecomers. The latecomers are usually out west, and that's where Nevada is, out west. What stays in Nevada stays there, I guess, is what they say. Whatever happens in Nevada, it's supposed to be okay. You can go there and murder people and come back to California and nobody will say a word. 1864 for Nevada, 36th state. And there they are. Okay. North Dakota. One state, 39th, North Dakota, 1889. Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, 1976, another territory perhaps. Jeez. Ohio, 17th state, admitted to the Union. Ohio, 1803. Look at the nice wood bench, nice granite bench. Okay, South Carolina, Rhode Island, and Puerto Rico. There's Puerto Rico. Those poor people, they get hit with storms you wouldn't believe. I'd get in a boat. I'd get out of there. I'd steal somebody's boat and take it to Cuba. Do something. 1898, we've been dealing with Puerto Rico. And I had a Uncle Harold went to Puerto Rico once, my father's brother. He used to live in Staten Island, one of the boroughs of New York City, and he had a big complaint when he went to Puerto Rico. You know what he said? He said Puerto Rico was great, but there were too many Puerto Ricans there. He worked at the Chase Bank or Citibank. He was a banker, one of those type people. Rhode Island, 13th state, again, one of the 13 original states. Perhaps, don't swear me to it, but certainly that's up there, east and northeast. South Carolina, the 8th state admitted to the Union, 1788. All right, coming up to the end of the first row. Be patient. It's so nice, 61 degrees. It's just beautiful. I don't really need this jacket, but it's good to hold stuff. Utah, 45th state to be entered into the Union, 1896. Vermont. Is Virginia for lovers or is it Vermont? I can't remember. 14th state, 1791. Vermont. Vermont's big with the syrup, you know, the maple syrup. I can get that in any store, any department store, you know, any food store throughout the country. I don't need to go to Vermont to get syrup, believe me. Another territory, the Virgin Islands. Wow, territory of the United States, Virgin Islands, 1917. This is ancient history, isn't it? 1917, not too bad. It's the 1900s. They got the Model T Ford running around. Things that we're looking up. And the last one on the right side is, well, we're going to leave a space for Puerto Rico, maybe. Wyoming. Wow, 44th state admitted to the Union. 1890, way out west. They had to wait for all these conflicts with Mexico and whatnot, and territorial skirmishes. Wisconsin, 1848, 30th state. Wisconsin. Wow. Okay. And there's all the flags. So I'll walk it back, and I'll start from the same place I started on this side, on the other side. South Carolina, Ohio, North Dakota, Nevada, New Hampshire. That's another New Hampshire. New Jersey. If you go to New Hampshire, you're probably going to be the same thing as Maine or Vermont, you know? What's the difference? You're up there, you're up north and east. Did we do Rhode Island yet? Rhode Island is so small you can carpet it. They carpet it. It's carpeted. The whole state is carpeted. That's how small Rhode Island is. There's Guam. They have a problem with Guam. What was the problem they have over Guam? Frogs? Is it frogs or is it... they got some invasive animal or something over there in Guam that's just driving people crazy. They got a base over there, military base as well. Hawaii, everybody knows about Hawaii. Idaho. Idaho, somebody's the hoe. Colorado, Connecticut, and Delaware, and Alabama, get away, Alabama. Alaska, too many bugs, too cold, no thanks. No thanks, sorry Alaska, you'd have to pay me to move there and then I wouldn't stay. And another territory, Samoa. They're going to be underwater. The water with the global warming is going to be... and everybody knows global warming is real. They just can't say it because the oil companies are giving them money for their campaigns, so they can't. They've been told global warming doesn't exist or else we're going to stop giving you money. I kind of figured that out today in the car. You get to think a lot in these long drives. They know global warming is real, but they're getting too much money from Exxon and Shell and every other damn place. So they have to say it doesn't exist, or else they'll cut off their funds, and everything is about money. Everybody knows that. Okay, let's start. Arizona, 1912, 48th state. Arkansas, all right. Way to go, 25th, 1836, 1912 for Arizona. California, there it is, my hometown, 31st state, admitted to the Union. People want to know where I'm from. I say, it's California, and I say, just don't worry about the prices, don't worry about the wokeness, don't worry about, you got to wipe your butt 4 times before you can leave the bathroom, don't worry about the designer gas, don't worry about the expensive housing, and don't worry about nothing. It's the weather. It is the best weather in the whole wide world. One of the top 5 weathers. You got no bugs, you got no snow unless you want to go up in the mountains. Every day, there's a reason Hollywood put up a shingle in Los Angeles is for the weather. They could make movies all year round. Now they're making, they don't need it. They don't need to be there anymore. All their movies are on green screens. What do you get out of Hollywood? You don't need to be there. You're not making any movies. Anyway, California, 31st state, 1850. So we're in the, this is, I should have started on this side. We're going with the A's here in alphabetical order, okay? But I started where I was standing. Okay, District of Columbia. They have no They have no representation, and they're not going to probably change it. 1790, Washington, D.C. Florida, 27th state admitted to the Union. And don't read that book. I told you not to read that book. Give me that book back. You can't read that book, and you can't say that word. You can't say that word, and you can't read that book. All right. Georgia, let's let everybody vote. Georgia, will you? What's going on? 1788, fourth state admitted to the Union. All right, let's move along. Those are the flags. Okay, here we go. Illinois, Chanute Air Force Base, Illinois. I don't know if it's still there. I went for training there when I was in the Air Force. Flat as can be. Cornfields. 21st state admitted to the Union. Illinois, 1818. Indiana. I've been to Indiana. 1816, 19th state to be admitted to the Union. 1816. And Iowa. I just finished driving through Iowa. 29th state to admitted to the Union, 1846. And there they are. There's Iowa. Can you see Iowa? I don't know if you can see with this light. You never know what you can see and what you can't see. Okay, until you see it, until you say you can. Here's Maine. Here's another Maine, Vermont, way up there in Maine, 23rd state admitted to the Union. Might as well be in Canada. For all intents and purposes, they should have made that part of Canada. I don't know why they let that get away. Maine is way up there, way up, East Coast, way up, with Vermont and New Hampshire, all that. It should be all one state. I don't know why they broke it up into three, and it's all up there. It's all up there, and it's just it's what it is up there. 23rd state of the Union, 1820. Maryland. I visited my nephew and his wife Jen, Joseph, in Westminster, Maryland, and they're about 10 minutes from the Gettysburg battlefield. Gettysburg. So they have a beautiful home and a great location. I was able to stop over at them. They were leaving the next morning for Florida, and at like 5:30 a.m. And I went to visit, and people just started crying. They went nuts. They went, "You can't do that. They have a flight in the morning. What are you can't, what are you, crazy? Yeah, once I found out they had an early morning flight, I took my suitcases back out to the car, okay? Maryland, 7th state to enter the Union, 1788. And Massachusetts, 6th state, one of the colonies, for sure, 1788. Look at that weird state. Look at the way that looks like. It looks like a gun, doesn't it? All right, let's move along. I'm gonna find out if somebody knows how to pronounce that architect's name, because I don't want to butcher it. Missouri breaks. I saw the Missouri River there in Chamberlain, South Dakota. You'll see that video when I put it up. The next one it's going to get put up is the largest truck stop, and then that video, and then I guess this one will follow that. 24th state admitted to the Union, Missouri. Montana, 41st state, Montana. I'll be going to Bozeman, Montana to see Harris Pete after I finish with Custer's Last Stand, Crazy Horse, and of course what I'm doing right now. And Nebraska. Just bring some coats. Bring some snow shovels, and you might as well be a bear. Nebraska, 1867. All right, we're moving right along here. New Mexico. Wow, finally, after I don't know how many skirmishes we had down there. The War of 1912. I guess that was the one that was over, and we got a hold of New Mexico from Mexico. And Pontius Riva, or whatever his name is, it was just a quagmire. 40th, 7th state admitted to the Union. In New York, there it is. That's where I was born. Long Island, Manhasset Hospital. And 11th state, I was dropped on my head numerous times. 1788, New York. That's definitely. And North Carolina. 12th state admitted to the Union. North Carolina, 1789. And that was I was in North Carolina, the Shenandoah Valley and that beautiful Blue Ridge Parkway, and way to go. And there they are. All right, we got two more, maybe three more. Oklahoma, 1907, 46th state to enter the Union. Oregon, all right, I'll be going to Oregon too to see Renee Newton, perhaps, if she's home. 33rd state, Oregon, 1859. And Pennsylvania, a very controversial state. They don't know whether they're coming and going in Pennsylvania. They don't know what's up and what's down, and they're really just a confusing place, Pennsylvania, with so many different opinions about every damn thing there is. Second state admitted to the Union after, what was the first one? What was the first one? I forget what the first one was. 1787, second state to be admitted to the Union. Wow. Holy cow. And look at a lot of blue skies. Look at the blue sky now. Things are going to work out. Things are going to work out. And the last one, no, second to last one. South Dakota, 1889, 40th state to be admitted to the Union. South Dakota, where I am right now. Probably right around here someplace. Okay, Tennessee, big state. East to west, very long state. 16th state admitted to the Union. If you're driving cross country, it will take you a while. If you're going from coast to coast to get through Tennessee. 1796. And Texas. Texas wants to be their own country. They always have. But that's not going to happen. If they decided they wanted to become their own state, Washington would roll the tanks in and flatten it. That would be like saying, what's that place in China that's always crying about independence, where the Dalai Lama's from, you know. Texas has got as much chance of becoming its own country as Tibet does in China. They'll just roll the tanks in and kill everybody in Texas, you watch. So it's nice to think to be your own state, but it's not going to happen. And how can you be your own state? You can't even winterize your electrical grid. Come on, Texas, get with it. 1845, 28th state admitted to Union. But I will tell you this about Texas, and I can't say this enough. The people in Texas are the friendliest, greatest people that I've ever met. Their politics is kind of skewed, but that's neither here nor there. That's what politics is. It's agenda-based conversion or perversion. There's no global warming. Did you say there's global warming? Hell no. You want to cash that check from Exxon, you better say there's no such thing. All right, the last three. Virginia. Is Virginia for lovers? Is it Vermont is for lovers? One of these states, their motto is it's for lovers. Like nobody else is having sex. Give me a break. 1781, 10th state admitted to the Union. Virginia, here's the sun. Very good. Washington State. I'll be going there as well to see DJ from the Air Force. He lives outside Seattle. 42nd state to be admitted to the Union, 1889, Washington. And the last one is West Virginia. 35th state admitted to the Union. These are in alphabetical order, by the way. 1863, 35th state. And that is a pretty neat, that is a darn pretty neat memorial just before you get to the actual memorial. Is that neat or what? Wow. Very impressive. Okay, let's spin around. And here we are. Here we are. Now, I can't see. I got glare coming at me. I don't know how good this image is for you. But it won't be the first image. I'll just walk it back, and I want to show you exactly what I'm seeing. Now, what is this over here? Okay, this is the Mount Rushmore National Memorial Grandview Terrace, constructed through the generosity of Home Stake Mining Company. Yeah, they want to do more mining around here for gold, and I think they've improved it. And these are the things that you can, if you've got an audio or something, that they can, the audio type thing. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you, where I came from. They have some viewing cameras here. Just trying to take it all in for you so you're not missing anything. Bulgalum. This is the Lincoln Bulgalum Visitor Center. This is the elevator to the theaters of the bookstore and the amphitheater. Very good. Now these are the people who donated money. And the founding sponsors was $1 million and above. The sculptor's circle is $500,000 US to $999,999. Evidently, for tax purposes, a penny is very important. The president's circle is $250,000 to $499,999. It's like the gas, I guess, 9/10. Give me a break. Sharon and Jim Winnell. Here's the another tier. Black Hills, Harley Davidson. Sharon and Jim gave some more, and a Japanese guy. Looks like a Japanese guy, and somebody else. Nixon and Black Hills Energy gave $100,000 to $249,999. And the Freedom Society gave $50,000 to $99,999. Lewis Katz Foundation. That sounds like a familiar name to me. Independent Society is $10,000 to $24,999, and those are the people that were gracious enough to get a tax break. Heritage Society is $25,000 to $50,000, just 1 penny under $50,000. And Patriot Society is $5,000 to just 1 penny under $10,000. Jim and Pat, and oh, look at them all. So you can give. Instead of buying another house or another condo, you can give to the National Park Service. You don't need another Porsche, all right? You got 3 Porsches. You can only drive one at a time. Give some money to the National Park Service, will you? And these are some more donors, of course. So this is the donor board. Very impressive. So this thing will be lit up tonight. I'm gonna have to stay here until it gets dark. I'll just eat. I'll eat the whole time. That's all. I'll just keep eating until they close it. I can't leave without a night experience. What's over here? Here's some more contributions, I guess. Yeah, this is just some more. It's got to be more. It's not going to repeat the same thing. The National Park Service gratefully acknowledges the generous contributions of the following for their efforts to preserve and enhance. Enhance means you can still give money even though it's finished, to keep it for upkeep and improvements, extensions, upgrades. Things get old. They need to be constantly maintained. So don't think just because this monument is already done, you know, you can't contribute. You people with all the money, you know how to do it. Mount Rushmore National Memorial for future generations, okay? All right, let's get over here. Let's see what the heck's going on. That sun is bright now. I'm gonna have to get the sunscreen out at some point. This is the upper deck to the theater. And there they are. That's what we all came for. So you've got George Washington, the first president of the United States, leading us off on the left. You've got Thomas Jefferson with his chin on his shoulder. It looks like that Thomas Jefferson was quite a founding father. Then you've got Teddy Roosevelt, who was unbelievably. Teddy Roosevelt was something else. If you like to read books, there's The River of Doubt. I mentioned it earlier in the presentation, and it's about Teddy Roosevelt's journey down the Amazon, uncharted Amazons, and he used to go to war and jump on horses and just kick ass. He was a Republican, but he was a Republican that we can't recognize today. He really was against monopolies. He broke up monopolies. He was concerned about the way corporations were treating their workers. He was pro-United States in every way, and he was just, you wouldn't think that, but that's the way it was back then. They were conscientious leaders who could surprise you from time to time. And then to his right is the famous Abraham Lincoln, who kept the Union together, He really did. He kept the Union and the country as one, as opposed to saying, hey, there's too many people dying. Let's draw a line in the sand, North and South America, and leave it at that. He said, no way, Jose, and it went on and on and on until it was over. And these are the nice pine trees over on the side. I guess they have functions here from time to time. Of course, on the 4th of July, it's probably packed. And just well worth the visit, Just well worth the visit. And the sun is starting to, I hope you can see the sun is starting to lighten up George Washington's face. Abraham Lincoln is still, he's got some light coming across his right eye. His left eye, me looking at him, and him looking at me from the back, his right eye. Just fascinating. All right, I'm gonna walk this back up here and see if I can give you a better view. Get right in the center of it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and
Mama, take Arnold's.
I can put this on my tripod, see? And there it is. I hope you can see that. Again, thank you, Brian Redband. This has got what do they call it? A 3-pronged leg on the bottom of this joystick. And I'm hands-free, see? See, look, can you see my hands? Let me show you my hands. See my hands? Look, it's free. My hands are free. Look at that. So I'll just put it on the tight shot right there. It's too tight. No, that's not too tight.
Yeah, and then how come you get, yes, there you go.
There it is, right there. Bam. Uh-oh, children. I hear children. It goes right through me. Those high-pitched voices, they just go right through me. It makes me just want to, grab a rubber hose and go over there and just, you don't want to, you don't want to hit the children. That would be bad, but you can knock the parents around a little bit and tell them to discuss behavioral standards in public. Jeez, this is not Disneyland, okay? Yeah. Very good. All right, that's it. 44 minutes. I'm gonna cut it out here, and I'm gonna go eat myself through the gift shop in the commissary. I hope there's seating. I hope they have booths. And I'm just gonna eat till it gets dark, I guess, and then try to get some night views, night images of this iconic memorial of the founding fathers of the United States of America. 4 of the most famous gentlemen, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and of course, Abraham Lincoln. And again, I really didn't give you much information about the particulars. I wanted to ask. Maybe I'll find out how to pronounce it later on. From somebody else. All right, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna close it. I don't want to close it, but I'm gonna close it.
This is nice.